Hello, my name is Maria, and some of you are already familiar with me because you are checking out my YouTube channel. Question: do you want to make money on Fiverr? Are you trying to figure out how do you make money on Fiverr? Can you really make money on Fiverr? The answer is YES. I was a buyer on Fiverr for a long time, and kind of recently, not so recent, but I decided to try Fiverr out as a seller. And I am here to say that I have made a little bit of money and I am making these videos because I want you to be able to make money. If I can do it on Fiverr, you can do it. So what I'm doing is sharing secrets, tips, strategies, all of that with you as an entrepreneur, someone who wants to make your own money, be successful, to be able to sell your talents, your products, whatever it is, and get the buyers coming to your profile and generating money. So I don't work for Fiverr. I am actually a seller. Don't make any money from Fiverr, but I love sharing information, and that's what I'm doing. So speaking of Fiverr and making money, if you can see this, let's see. You see my name, Maria, and you see the money that I have made, almost $9,000 so far, so good. And let me just say this too. It doesn't just happen overnight. So I don't want to, have you think this is a get rich quick kind of Fiverr opportunity, because it's not. Because you have to really work hard, you have to hustle, you have to be determined, you have to be focused, and you can't give up. Okay? So before I go any further, please like, and if you appreciate this video, the information I'm sharing, please like and share and subscribe to my videos, to my YouTube channel. That would be fantastic. And the other thing I want to say too is there's a lot of things, a lot of products and services being sold on Fiverr, and you would be shocked at the services and products that are being sold and making money for sellers. So in regards to that, I have created a freebie for you to see 10 services or products that are being sold on Fiverr and the sellers are making money. So in order to get that information, you need to go to my website, which is FIVERRmakemoney.com. It's actually posted on my YouTube channel. You'll see the link on my YouTube channel, and you'll also see it in the various video descriptions. I will have the link there. Doesn't cost you anything. You can go there, download it, and what I wanted to do is get your juices, your entrepreneurial freelance juices flowing to say, hey, if they can make money, why can't I? This is some easy peasy stuff. Doesn't mean that you're going to be doing easy peasy stuff. Whatever your talents, whatever your skills, whatever your services are, that's what you're going to look at promoting on Fiverr as a seller. So you're not going to, just because someone else is doing something, if that's not your thing, it's not your thing. I'm a voiceover artist, and that's the service I sell on Fiverr. Today's topic is, let me get my little cheat sheet here. Today's topic is get fantastic buyer reviews. Make money on Fiverr. How do you get fantastic reviews, and what are you talking about? So let me start from the beginning, and I'm going to try to keep it concise. Whenever a buyer comes to your profile and decides that they want to buy a service or a product from you, you want to get the highest ratings, which is a 5 on a scale of 1 to 5. You want to get a 5 rating, and you want that also the buyer has an opportunity to write a narrative about what the experience was like with you as a seller. So you want that buyer to say great things about you were the best thing, and you provided such great customer service. You want them to say, hey, I would love to do business with this seller again and get a 5-star rating. So how do you make that happen? So it's a little involved. So just if you can stay with me, it's going to be really worth your while. Number one, what you want to do before you even begin to talk with the buyer, prospective buyer, when you create your profile, this is what a lot of the Fiverr sellers put on their profile message. Please contact me first before you place the order. So let me use myself as an example. I'm a voiceover artist. On my profile, I have please contact me first in big bold black letters, and I have it in different places on my profile. So they really can't overlook it. Some of them do overlook it, and then next thing I know, I have an order, which is not ideal because what you want. The reason why we put the sellers put that line on there about please contact me first before you place your order, because we want to chat with you. We want to know what is it that you're looking for. And then you want to get all the details from the buyer in terms of what is it that they are looking for. You may or may not, I may or may not be the right person for them. So the way if we have a communication before they place the actual order, then that's great. And then sometimes, like just recently, because I'm a voiceover artist, I got a message saying, would you do a demo because we're putting together this YouTube channel, da da da. I did a demo based on the information they gave me. It was called a script. And then they got back to me a few days later and said, thank you so much. However, we're not quite what, we're looking for. But on the on the opposite end of that, I get a lot of individuals who say, yeah, your voice is great or whatever. And they're really very happy. Everybody's not going to be, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. So the way we get off to a really good start is have a conversation before they place the order. Because if you cancel the order because it's not working out, Fiverr dings you for that. They penalize you for canceling an order once it's established. That's why you want to get it start off on the right track. The other thing you want to do is within your requirements, if you move forward with the order, you want to ask questions. I'll use myself again as an example. So when I generate a voiceover for an individual buyer, one of the questions I have as my requirement is, do you have the final say, or are you working with clients who will need to approve it before we can move forward? So that's important to me, because if you have clients and everybody and their mother want to say, well, I like this part, but I don't like this part, so then we're going back and forth. So that's good information for me to know, am I dealing with one person or am I dealing with a whole room full of individuals who have a say about the voiceover that I produce? Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to you. So you can ask questions in your requirements once you decide, or you and the buyer decide that you are the right person, hopefully, to produce or generate the service or provide the service or the product that they're looking for. The other way you can get a fantastic review is on your profile. You can list, and I strongly suggest this, frequently asked questions. So you kind of, say they're going to, there's general questions that will always come about from the prospective buyer. So you list those frequently asked questions. That's on your profile. So you get some questions out of the way so they can read about whether you can do this or whether you can do that, or whether this can happen or whether that can happen in the frequently asked questions. Okay, so moving forward to get your fantastic reviews is when you finish the order, you're going to have opportunity to leave a message for the buyer. And I'm going to use myself as an example again. So before I actually deliver it through Fiverr system, saying I'm finished, here, this is the finished product, I will send my buyers a note and say, here is the product that I've, like in my instance, a voiceover. Please tell me if there's any areas in which, once you critique it, please critique it. I want feedback. Are you happy with it? If not, I'll be happy to do a revision. I'll be happy to tell me exactly, give me the specifics if there's an issue. And I don't mean a big issue. That might mispronounce something, or they want me to slow down, or they want me to use a different accent or whatever, or emphasize a particular word, which is fine because I want my customers, my buyers, to be 100% plus satisfied. And I say that in there when I give them the message and write the message out. I will say to them, if there's any issues, let me know, because I strive for, remember this, you let them know you strive for 100% plus customer satisfaction. You strive for excellence. And let them know, please don't say it's okay and then give you a not a favorable review, because you want to get that review. You want them to be happy. You want them to be totally satisfied. So in my instance, if I have to do a revision, I just have to do a revision because I want a 5-star rating, and I want a wonderful comment about, the excellent customer service that I've provided for them. So let me say this. FIVERR has a policy. You cannot ask the customer directly for a 5-star rating. You cannot ask them, it's illegal, according to their policies, to ask them to give you a positive rating. And you can't just come right out and say, oh, give me an excellent rating, a 5-star rating, and please write something really good about, my service. That's not the way FIVERR, it's unacceptable for FIVERR. It's against their policy. But what I will say is, once we're happy, once I know that they're happy, everything's good, I will say, babe, would you please write a review for me? And please write according to your best experience, the best experience that you had with my service. And I will say also that I am a freelancer, I'm an entrepreneur, and positive customer reviews help to continue to build my business. So I'm not saying, I'm not saying outright. So there's a way, it's kind of like a little loophole, but you can't come right out and say, like I said, give me this, give me a 5-star rating or give me an excellent rating. So if they're happy, there's no reason why they really shouldn't give you a fantastic 5, which is the maximum, and also write something, you ask them, say, please, take a minute to write about your best experience with my services. And so that way you can get a fantastic rating and a review. So let me say this too. Sometimes, FIVERR will ask them, they always, not sometimes, they will ask the buyer to give you a tip. So tips are great. Tips, TIP, money, extra money, in addition to the fee for your service. And by the way, FIVERR takes a percentage of the tip, and they also take a percentage of your buyer fee as well. Well, that's the way it is. There's no freebie on FIVERR, in terms of using the platform. But I found that it's worth it for me. So let me say this: a tip is great. That means it's additional money. But I would rather get a great if I had to choose, I would rather get a great review, and that means including a great rating from my buyer, versus a tip if I had to choose. Why? Because once I get the tip, I'm spending the money. Of course, everybody's spending their money. But if they give me a wonderful review and rating, then other buyers can see that when they are looking to determine whether they want to utilize my service. So that way I will get money, but it won't be directly in the form of a tip. But in order for buyers to select you, they're going to read reviews. They want to know, who am I thinking about? Is this person worth it? What did the reviews say about this person? Were they positive? Were they, kind of mediocre, lukewarm? That makes all the difference in the world in terms of whether a buyer is going to select you. So that's why I say, tips are fine, but write me I want a great review, okay? Because that will continue to generate monies for you versus the tip. You go to Starbucks and that's the end of that little $20 tip, so to speak. But anyway, so once they give me, they say it's okay, everything's great, then like I said, I asked them to please take a minute and write a review. All of my customers, all of my buyers, with the exception of maybe not even a handful, 1 or 2, didn't even bother to write anything. So but that's rare. Most of them are because I work really, really, really hard to get a really good review because I provide, this is another aspect of it, excellent customer service. You have to provide excellent customer service. One of the tips for excellent customer service, you want to have the Fiverr app on your phone. Also, you want to check that frequently if you're active on Fiverr. And I imagine, once if you decide to, go with Fiverr, you want to check your app. Also, on my email, it will show, oh, you have a message from Fiverr. And so I will always, because I'm active on Fiverr, I will always check it throughout the day. Even when I get up in the morning, I don't always feel like getting up in the morning and checking emails and Fiverr. But once I, kind of get myself acclimated, not too long, once I brush my teeth, wash my face, and all that good stuff, then I'm going to check because there are individuals who could have sent me a message who are in different time zones, earlier time zones, like maybe if it's back east, they send me a message, a prospective buyer, 3 hours ahead of me. So I wake up at 8, it's 11 o'clock in New York if I got a message. So then they're wondering, where am I? So as a businesswoman, I have to, whether I want to jump up and start checking Fiverr messages or not, that's part of it. So, and then I will apologize to them and say, I apologize for the delay response. How can I help you? I'm happy that you are checking out my voiceover. So you want to have a positive message in there for them too, as well, to let them know that you appreciate them contacting you for whatever your service or whatever product you're offering. So it's a way of finessing your buyer to get that fantastic review. I have gotten really wonderful reviews and I'm really proud of it. And that's why I'm making this video to share with you how you can get fantastic reviews. You want to really work hard at it and be very polite throughout the whole process while you're communicating or providing the service for the buyer. So don't have the buyer wondering where are you and why haven't they heard from you. In other words, we call that ghosting. Like, oh, well, I haven't heard from this particular seller. Where is the seller? I haven't heard from the seller. And then sending messages to you. You don't feel like responding because you're shopping or you just don't feel like being bothered. Well, if you're going to be on Fiverr, you have to be bothered because you're in business. So keep that in mind. These are tips and strategies that I'm sharing on how you can get fantastic reviews. And also in your messages, like I will sign my message warmly, WARMLY, Maria. And, or I'll say, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. So we're not talking directly, but the messages that I'm sending, they know that and I might do a little emoji with a smile face or something, so they get the sense that I'm feeling good about providing this service for them and that I appreciate them. So with all of that, so it's providing what they call best practices. So if you're going to be on Fiverr, you want to adopt best practices. I have a seller because I'm buying a service from a seller on Fiverr, and I hadn't heard from him. So he contacted me, but he'd already generated some work for me. He said, I've been really sick, and I just want to apologize. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I can understand that because I know I've been really sick before, and the computer work was the last thing on my mind. Matter of fact, I couldn't do it if I wanted to because I was in the bed trying to get better, just, sleeping for 24/7, so to speak. So I said, oh, no problem, take care of yourself. And then once you feel better, then you can get back to me because, I'm not in a big hurry right now. And aside from that, from a humanistic standpoint, we can all get sick at different times. So I don't want to be like, well, too bad, I'm just going to go on to someone else. No, that's not the way I do business. So I treat people the way I would like to be treated. So I hope I've given you some really good tips on how to be able to get a fantastic review rating from your buyer. So there may be other tips and strategies, but I wanted to just kind of give you the essence of how you can go about getting great reviews, fantastic reviews.